What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Griever back here, bringing you guys the latest behind-the-bar reviews for Akatsuki no Yona, also known as Yona of the Dawn. Chapter 183. No half chapter this time, ladies and gentlemen. No. We are, my God, to put this hat up, see, because if I put it down like I normally would, there's too much, because the light's not pointing correctly. Jesus, stupid thing. The renovation of the bar and everything, man, I look like a bald man. Anyways, no, but seriously, guys, I do have hair. just making sure we know that. That being said, let's get underway with this review, because Akatsuki no Yona, chapter 183. I'm really excited about this one because it's the aftermath of the battle. Nothing huge happened. It's more of a, we're leading ourselves into, the thing about shoujo is there's no real definite, here's the next arc chapter. There's kind of it's more gray. There's a big gray line. You know how you can cut it into sections in shonen? Here's like One Piece. Here's the Marineford War. Here's the New World. Here's Water 7. Here's Whole Cake Island. Couple of chapters in between to kind of build the premise, but it's only 2 to 3, and then we're back into here's the start of the new arc. Same with Bleach. Bleach, you had Soul Society. We knew where that started and ended. We knew Karakura Town. We knew that. We knew the Wake of Mundo. We knew that. Any single shonen can usually, it's not a rule, but usually can be split with a definite line with just that smidgen of fading of gray from, white to black. With shoujo, this is kind of difficult. Not all the time, once again, it's not a definite rule, but this chapter to me is one of those, now we're fully leading into the next arc, so to speak. It doesn't really work in an arc format. It's difficult. Yona of the Dawn has never really worked in a definite arc format, but it feels like, okay, now we're going to start the next part of the adventure right now, right? Because we're looking, remember, for the sword and the shield, the next part of the prophecy. I can assume that Hawk is either one of the two. He's either the sword, seems likely, or he could be the shield, also seems likely. But that's the premise of this next arc. We've already found the 4 dragons, so let's get underway. This chapter, once again, so we start off at the end of the last chapter. Well, not the last chapter. That was 182.5, which was a little past chapter, where apparently jae-ha and Hawk actually met. Come to think of it, I was a little I did ridicule that a little more than I should have, because, of course, with Hawk picking up jae-ha at the end of the last chapter, it was a fitting place to put this little past chapter if they truly did meet back in the day. This was an appropriate place to put it, so I feel a little bad about judging it too quickly. That being said, so basically we begin it off with the Wind Tribe holding up the boulders that have been flying, what's going on? Why is this happening? And apparently Taiwu, was supposed to fight the Blue Dragon, Shin-a. The Wind Tribe General. It makes sense. Sky Tribe and Earth Tribe. Why wouldn't it be the Fire or Water, and the Wind Tribe fight one of the other 2 dragons, right? So apparently Taiwu was supposed to fight Shin-a. But this is good because we know why they did it, Green Dragon, powerful leg and jumping, powerful arm and Dragon Claw. Fantastical, sure, but Shin-a's ability, Zeno's ability, big, so, yeah, it made sense, the reasoning that they would go first and why they would try to pull this stunt, right? Pretty much, Taiwu is not, he's just kind of nah, this whole tournament was a farce. The Wind Tribe recognizes this pretty easily, or at the very least, the Wind Tribe General does. He recognizes this whole tournament was a farce, this was nothing, I'm just here to see how Lord Hawk is doing, blah, blah, blah. Then we pick up at the end of the last chapter where we see Hawk picking up jae-ha, and jae-ha basically explained to the Earth Tribe General, I'm sorry, this was a farce, blah, blah, blah. He's basically saying what the Earth Tribe General already knew, and then, Juntai just goes, yeah, I get it. And of course, and helps him up. It's the same thing. Juntai, once again, same attitude he had in the Lily Rescue. He was I know exactly who the Thunder Beast is, the only man to ever actually beat me. Of course I recognize this guy. I don't care. You're here to save Lily. I know what actually transpired. Juntai knows Hawk didn't kill anybody. Like, or not that he didn't kill anybody, but he did not kill the previous king. He knows he didn't kill King Il, so he's just like, yeah, whatever. So same attitude here. He's like, once he got over the shock and jae-ha, he apologizes and basically says, I had to have you cut me down. We need to end this. Sorry, I please apologize to your wife and your child for me and all that stuff. And Juntai recognizes exactly what he meant right away. There's no miscommunication to lead us on to a big farce arc or something like that. I hate it when characters don't get that. I hate when characters try to convey something without outright black, white. I'm saying it here. Hold up the newspaper, black, white, and red all over. Here you go. News flash, I like it when characters understand the meanings that are plainly laid out to us as viewers. I like intelligent characters who understand the situation, understand the other character's viewpoint, and they go, okay, yeah, you played me. All right, I get it. I get why. I get the whole thing, 100%. We don't need to worry about Juntai being like, that dragon was going to kill. Like, I got to worry about the dragons. Like, no, you don't, right? So that never happened. I'm glad for that. Pretty much here, we see that they, Juntai helps pick up jae-ha and all that stuff and helping Hawk out and all that fun jazz. The tournament's basically at an end here. Like, we see the tournament's at an end. We see the crowds, people realize, oh, the dragons were just so fantastic. I thought they were angry, but look at them. They were just so fantastic. We were too close. That must be the reason, the flying rocks, it didn't hurt anybody, so yay, yay, yay. After this, so the people are still happy. Yona breathes a sigh of relief, and we go on to the tent, where, of course, Hawk has already mentioned, Zeno and Shin are gonna be pissed. And they are. They are. You know what? I'm gonna, courage for your bravery, guys, but you got a dragon's wrath to worry with, don't you? Because both Zeno and Shina are not... Shina actually brings it up, and Zeno basically wants to say, or was about to say exactly, and remember who Zeno is. He was going to say exactly what Shin pointed out, was that, yeah, it might be good, like jae-ha and Kye try to point out, or jae-ha more so, tries to point out that revealing the powers of Zeno, especially, but also Shin-ah, which is very captivating and feels dark, and the play on emotion stuff. He goes, there's no mistake that it would be very feasible that 2 or 3, the second version of Gobi or the third version of Gobi could easily be in that crowd had they witnessed your power. We're trying to prevent that incident from happening again. That makes sense. I understand that viewpoint. But Shina also brings up a counter argument, which is, yeah, but the two of you still revealed your powers. If you two are in danger just to keep us safe, that is not a solution. And I was like, that's exactly what I was going to say. And we see it's a comedic moment played off, but it's factual. Kye and jae-ha don't have anything to say to that, because it's true. At the end of the day, yes, people are more, miracle-eyed at things like Shin-ah's ability, or they're more terrified of Shin-ah than they would be of Kye or jae-ha, and of course they're more fascinated and greedy when it comes to Zeno. However, it's still dragon power. Either way, they have still affected the people. And putting you two in danger doesn't save all 4 of us. Putting the other 2 in danger doesn't save all 4 of us either. I'm not saying anybody came up with a solution, but it's kind of, in rock, hard place sort of idea, or invincible shield, or impenetrable shield meets, almighty sword sort of idea. It's a clash that just ends in a stalemate. So, yeah, it's quite interesting here. So, that's the summary of pretty much the tent scene with the dragons. We also see, they mentioned that they were trying to make some room for Hawk to have a way to weasel kind of in and get closer to Yona. That didn't really work out. He's not allowed in the medical tent. We see the guard basically say, like, no, you still can't get close. He's like, I'm just going to check on them. No, you can't do that. The guard of the Sky Tribe soldier, he just says, no, you can't do that. Kye-sook also knows that you are vastly, superior in the martial arts. And it's like, what? So is he praising me? I don't get it. I know he's using anything he can to keep me away. But he goes, I can't kill soo-won I'm unarmed. He's like, well, you're also like an excellent martial artist, so you can totally do that, you know. And Hawk should have known that, but at the end of the day, the only thing on his mind is going back to Yona's side. He's not really, soo-won is not on his brain. And soo-won is probably one of the only people who recognize this. The dragons, maybe, some of the dragons, and Yona, possibly, but soo-won, who knows Hawk, I would say better than anyone. I really would. Soo-won and Hawk know each other better than anyone else. Even if you include Yona in that triangle, I would argue that Soo-won and Hawk know each other better than anyone. And Soo-won even said at the end of the chapter, just went, he's not thinking about me at all. Almost jealous to an extent. I think that was pointed out to me in a comment, and I forget your name, but thank you in the last chapter review. Hope you comment on this video as well. But it was very accurate there too, is that Soo-won almost said it in an envious tone. You could take it that way. It might not be true. I mean, you could read a lot into it, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was painted that way. That Soo-won was actually a little envious that Hawk found other people to care for, that actually, even with all his rage and all his, hatred and the feelings of betrayal he feels towards Soo-won and the proximity to him, there is something more important than him right now. And that might eat in a negative fashion at Soo-won, almost like he wants Hawk to only pay attention to him. It's a very interesting dynamic. I can see it. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's true. That's up for interpretation to us as readers. But I can feel it. I can see that being a possibility. And it's funny that only Soo-won is, of course, the one who knows Hawk the best, recognizes that Hawk didn't give a shit about Soo-won right now. He was taking care of jae-ha. He was like, okay, how's Keisha and jae-ha? They all right? How's Droopy Eyes? That's what he was concerned with. Nothing else. And in this chapter, we kind of see that because he's looking up and he's like, Yona and stuff like that. And this is where we have the later half of the chapter. And this part, some people aren't going to like. I'm a little curious about the direction of this as well. I thought it was going somewhere else, but let's just jump right in. Now here between the Wind Tribe yelling at Hawk, Lord Hawk, welcome home and everything. Everyone, of course, recognizes Lord Hawk. Well, that must be the Thunder Beast, the great Thunder Beast. And everyone's like, oh, well, of course, if Yona's alive, then the whole thing about him murdering King Il and stuff, that was all a fabrication by another nation, right? So, hooray, Lord Hawk, welcome back, welcome home, Thunder Beast and stuff. And, of course, Kye-sook has his disdain look at the crowd, but what can he do? This is the ill effects of his well thought out plan, and Hawk is kind of sitting there like, yeah, well, I just want to get closer to Yona. How can I accomplish this? That's all he's saying, and he's like, he has this inner monologue, and he just sighs, and he goes into it, and he's just like, if I went into my rage, I could probably accomplish this. If I kept my head down low, I could probably accomplish that. But all of this boils down to the fact that, and he thinks about it, he remembers Yona's words of, give yourself to me, Hawk. He goes, basically with a big, angry mark stamp on his forehead, it's like, I don't see any reason why I can't still be her personal guard. When did I ever give up that position? I gave up being general, but I never, and head of the Wind Tribe, but I never gave up being her personal guard. That was an assignment, and I've never, ever been relieved of that duty. There's no reason why I can't still be one. This is where I thought I was like, okay, this is an excellent point. I wonder who he's going to approach and how this is going to go down. I'm curious. Like, is he going to request the guard to talk to Kye-sook? Is he going to say, look, put all 5 generals in front of me, between me and Soo-won, but I need to talk to Soo-won and Yona now, right? I'm thinking of that situation. I'm thinking of him requesting something like that. He does something that I can understand why the fan base is a little upset by. I don't think we're going to be in this for the long haul, ladies and gentlemen, but I don't know if this is the correct way of thinking. At first, I was happy because it's like, we've taken a lot of leaps and bounds on our side in this alliance, but it's time we got some benefits back. So what he does is he tells the Sky Tribe soldier who is meant to guard him, say, come to my tent later on tonight, all right? Come meet me there. And he's like, yeah, okay, Lord Hawk. We jump over to Juntai talking to soo-won and stuff, mostly about marriage and what happened with the dragon's power and the dragons being tremendous and all that stuff. Then we get into a little bit of a deep topic, which is that soo-won does not need to actually father a child because they're talking about marriages so frequently, like Lily, Yona, who you need to start birthing children to continue the bloodline. Of course, we know soo-won doesn't feel that way, though kind of arrogant for him to say because he still is of the same, because his father was the brother of King Il, so it's still royal blood. Yona's still royal blood, blah, blah, blah. So we know that soo-won probably has Yona in mind for this. However, that still defeats the whole point of royal blood, because it's a nice message that he's basically saying, someone with royal blood doesn't mean they're necessarily fit to be king. That's a great statement. And the way the conversation leads makes us believe that any commoner could rise up to the ranks of being king. That's an ideology that I can get behind and I can agree with. And I'm glad that soo-won, we know soo-won is a character by now. It makes us almost 200 chapters monthly into this thing. So a lot of story. I mean, this would probably be at the 300 mark easily if this was a weekly series. So that being said, I'm struggling with this piece of dialogue because Juntai asks the honest question, says, so it sounds like you already have somebody in mind who fits what it needs to be a king. My first thought is Yona. It's the only one soo-won could be thinking of. Some people I saw in the comment section last night were throwing around the idea of Hawk. I don't know if Hawk would even accept the position of king, maybe as a king consort to Queen Yona, but not as a king himself, not as the one definite ruler. I don't see it. So his whole speech it's one of those political moves that I just don't care for, because soo-won has never, he's played the political game, but he's never actually bold-faced. He's not really lying necessarily here because he doesn't really give an answer, but it feels like left hanging, like, us, the readers, we know who soo-won is thinking of, but his whole flowery speech about how it doesn't need to be someone of royal blood, it's clearly Yona, to my mind, and she's of royal blood, literally your blood, dude. Like, that defeats the whole, I'm not going to get married and have a kid because that kid might not necessarily be good for kingship or queenship. Like, it sounds good, but it defeats what he's thinking, I guess. I don't know. Let me know what you guys. I know this isn't really, this is no Full Metal Alchemist or, big thinking, or it's no shonen with power scaling and stuff where you always have to think through read between the lines and figure out, okay, this power can do this and power scale stuff. But still, this bothers me a little. I want to know what everyone thinks. I want to know what you guys think. And somehow, I seem to notice that my Akatsuki no Yona videos don't do well at first, but over the month, they garner a lot of views. So I know you guys are watching. I know you're out there. Please, if you're still watching, tell me what you think. Really, I really want to know, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen alike, I really want to know what you guys think about this, because it's the first time I've actually been disappointed in soo-won's character, because it feels a little hypocritical, it feels contradictory, and he has always been straight. And the one thing you can say about him, he's always been true to his ideals and his path. And this feels hollow. But anyways, that being said, that's the end of that part. We jump back over to the, clearly, I guess it's evening or nighttime. Hawk is being met with Yona by the Sky Tribe soldier. Sky Tribe soldier comes up with a bunch of, oh, he's going to take me for ransom. Oh, he's going to do this. Oh, he's going to do that. We get a little bit of backstory about him, working for kye-sook and family and blah, blah, blah. My family have been taken in, blah, blah, blah. And we get a bunch of stuff about him thinking the 9 different ways that Hawk could use him as a hostage and or a threat or something like that. And Hawk basically says, first off, let me join the Sky Tribe army. okay, you won't let me near soo-won, whatever. You won't let me near Yona, whatever. But what am I supposed to do then? I'm the Thunder Beast. I'm the previous general of the Wind Tribe. I am a soldier. I am strong as fuck. Can you please, like, put me to work? I don't care if I have to be a foot soldier and work my way up through the ranks, but I would like to join the Sky Tribe army. If I'm going to be here, I might as well not just sit around and eat all day. Eat, sleep, shit, and that's it. I might as well put me to work, make me do something. I did not see this coming. I find it weird. Once again, I just want to see the direction. I'm gonna withhold judgment about this direction, but I am skeptical. I'll give you guys that. I'm not gonna be negative about it, but I'm skeptical about this decision. It felt like Hawk was going somewhere more bold with this, and this is still playing into this whole, like, where are the people getting mad about this alliance? Where's the defiance here? I don't like it. Something feels slimy. I'm still holding on to that theory about the plan, but every chapter makes it feel less and less likely. Still there. My theory is still that they had a meeting, the Four Dragons, Yona, Yon, and Hawk. They talked about this before they joined the alliance. A meeting we have not seen in the manga, and they decided that this was the best course of action, and we're going to do this, that, and the other thing. We don't know the plan right now, but it'll come to fruition. I'm going to hold on to that theory still, but every chapter that things like this happen, it seems less likely. It seems like they're trying to adapt to this situation rather than, okay, we'll be here for a few weeks, maybe a few months, gather intel and leave. I don't know. Either way, pretty much that's it. Yon, basically, Hawk still points out, he's like, oh, by the way, Yon was still supposed to train in medicine. You guys promised him the best medical books in the world. Like, let him go to the castle. He's got to go to the castle, go to the library, and start reading. And they're like, oh, yeah, we kind of forgot. It's like, no. No forgetting. This is half the reason we're here. Yon is going to train in medicine. He's going to be a goddamn good doctor because there are going to be a lot of bodies soon, So, yeah, that's a thing. He basically says that he's not going to take this line down. He's basically going to work his way up through the Sky Tribe army so that nobody can deny him. And it's like, I don't know. I just don't, guys. Hawk has never been naive in this way about the schemes and political powers and the religions and the power of the written word or the spoken word or charisma or anything like that. He's been naive about, like, love and romance and not reading Yona's signs, but he's never been naive about battle or weary of people or knowing that there's always a third on the top of a fourth plan on top of a fifth plan. He's never been like that. He's never been naive about those things, and it feels like here he's being naive. Like, in theory, it's good for a children's fairy tale. Well, I mean, I was level 100, but it's okay. I can press New Game Plus, and I can start back at level 100 with the skills and knowledge that I know how to beat this game already, and I'll rise through the ranks, and I'll get to go back to my level 100. It's naive. And Hawk's not naive. So, kye-sook is never going to allow this. soo-won might for some reason try, maybe, but I have this weird feeling that soo-won and Hawk are going to actually have a pleasant conversation, and somebody's going to laugh or smile, and the other character, they're both going to react and be, like, shocked that they could have this type of conversation in this life again, and there's going to be a lot of emotion stirring and stuff. I feel like that's going to happen, but this whole foot soldier it doesn't matter if you become general. They'll never let you near Yona again as long as kye-sook holds the key to the castle. I don't know. Or are we going to do that cliche thing where he's going to abandon his post, save soo-won from an assassin attack, be in close proximity, and actually save him rather than hurt him, and then they're going to change over a new leaf from that one incident, and all the 180-odd chapters are going to be forgotten? I don't see that either, because hasn't necessarily been cliche storytelling thus far. So either way, guys, this review's running long enough. I'm just leaving you with these pending thoughts, these things rolling in my mind right now. A little exhausted, so sorry about that. What do you guys think? What do you think of the chapter? What do you think of the theories? What do you think is going to happen next? Like, comment, and subscribe as always. This has been Griever with your behind the bar reviews for Akatsuki no Yona, also known as Yona the Dawn. Don't forget to hit that bell notification if you guys want to know every single time I drop a video. Also going to, of course, plug and shamelessly promote my brand new Discord. I opened it this weekend. The link will be in the description down below. It's a free invite, guys. Just join in. It's basically a bunch of people in there, really good guys and gals that just talk about One Piece, Taizai, One Punch Man, Solo Leveling. Not so much Akatsuki no Yona, but if we get it, hey, all you viewers, all those 300, 400, 500 that I see on my views, if you all join, then we can start an Akatsuki no Yona thing. Also, don't forget of Shumatsu Valkyrie, which is a brand new series, and I'm going to start reviewing that soon, shortly. So, people in there that also like that series. Either way, even if you don't want to chat, even if you don't want to VC or anything like that, join the Discord. Just be a part of the community. It's a very civil place to just express your opinions about different things going on in chapters and manga and, you know, all that good jazz. So, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Griever with your Behind the Bar reviews, as I've already said. Drink responsibly, as always. I'll see you back here next time.